first new weird vloggy thing of 2017, and I'm back in Milan of all places. Yeah. It's been a weird one, really. We came back to Milan after 2.5 weeks, well, probably for Chris, about almost a month, back home in England, and yeah, I don't know how the other guys feel. I'm sure they've been kind of feeling the same sort of thing I'm feeling right now, but it just kind of feels surreal. Like how that's kind of a stupid thing to say, that everyone's like, oh, it goes by so quickly, but it's just like one of those things that when you actually do feel it, it's like just the kind of surreal feeling of just time immediately snapping by. Like I'm still reeling over the fact that we were here for 3 months and it just zipped right by, and I'm partially like scared of how quickly this new year's gonna go. And speaking of which, Felice Anno Nuovo. I'm allowed to say that in this one since it's not a week after New Year's, so that's pretty much when I say. I usually say a week or 10 days is when it's socially acceptable to wish someone a Happy New Year. But I suppose it depends on if you haven't seen them or blah blah blah. But, technicalities aside, I'm not really one of those type of people who likes to go about doing New Year's resolutions, mainly just because I procrastinate too much in doing it. But moving out, I think one of the more important things that you need to do, and in fact it was just I just partially started thinking about it before, a few days before I flew back here, actually, from Monday to Wednesday, actually. Oh, also, when I was back home, if you didn't get to hang out with me, I'm really sorry, but I was so busy with meeting up with friends, family, doing work for imaginary on the side, because yes, I still had to do work, and there were just some days where I just had to either not go out at all, or just some days where I just felt I'm sorry, I can't come and hang out because I need to get work done, or I just wasn't in the mood. Because one of the things that kind of, I wouldn't really say shocked me, was that I didn't really have a lot of time when I went home, especially, that I just didn't really have enough time for me to just kind of let the fact that I was home for even a flicker of my 24 now year old life, that I was home, and or what I used to consider home. And that's another thing, and kind of one of the many thoughts that kind of bugged me as I was out back in England was as I was flicking from one group of friends to another, and I did this a couple of times actually when I was out there. I'd start the evening with one group of friends and then say, sorry, I have to go, and zip off to see another group of friends. I just kind of felt like I was trying to please, and I'm not really say please everyone, because I'm not really that kind of guy. I do whatever I want, and it was just more in case I could see as much as I can. But that also kind of sidetracks into what I also was feeling where I just kind of felt like a tourist. Back where I, like a tourist, where I, grew up, essentially, and it just felt surreal. Whereas when I'm back here in Milan, granted, as soon as I walked in this bedroom, I just felt so shell-shocked of just dear God, I'm not home anymore. I have to be a big boy and independent and all that jolly good nonsense. And also just the fact that I had no food and no credit on my phone. Still haven't got that, by the way, because today is, surprise surprise, Epiphany, which is technically in for the the Catholic Church, it's technically, in my opinion, when Christmas is officially over. So after today, Christmas is done, which is a very sad feeling for my inner 5-year-old, but hey, most good things do have to come to an end, like a trip home from work and all that. Oh, I feel so mellow and... But, it's kind of what's been going on in my mind right now, and I haven't had a chance to do this vlog thing to really vent those sort of feelings. So hey, this is quite a refreshing experience for me. And yeah, apologies again if I didn't get to hang out, but yeah, I've kind of got my sights set for probably coming home for Easter, so let's see how that goes. Since Italy's quite a religious country, they might take a lot of time off for Easter, but I don't know. I might just do another thing again where it's like, yeah, you can go out, but just be sure to do the work, which I do anyway, but meh. And yeah, it's great being back. It's kind of weird, but great, because especially since the period where we actually came back, like, we didn't have to worry about work, because today was a bank holiday, then we have the weekend, so we can just do every last minute bits. That, like, case in point, I can get myself some phone credit tomorrow, so you can pester me while I'm on the go out there, which is great. And also I might, I don't know, just do more things, like when people, and just I was always thinking to myself, like what do I want to really do for me, like going back to the whole like New Year's resolution thing, but like I've never really been one for it. I recently watched one of my favorite YouTubers, Christopher Bingham, or just Bing, yeah, just Bing. Like, he's called Christopher Bingham, but whatever. He recently did a video. Let me just check my history for a bit, but it kind of struck a very good chord with me. Yeah, it's called "What Are You Going to Do This Year?" And it kind of like, he said, like, he just, like, for the New Year's, it's more just a time for him to take time out and meditate on two things that he constantly asks himself. What have you accomplished this last year? Which, because 2016 for the world has been a very, very big, like, cluster of just tomfoolery and crazy stuff happening, and too many celebrities dying. Some of which were cheeky buggers because I never got to meet them before their passing, but hey, just goes to show, you gotta take those chances when you can. And I can say I've probably accomplished. 2016 was actually a very good year for me. I had a very good year. Like, for starters, I finished my second year of university, which I was probably one. Like, I'm probably just thinking to myself, like, it was like one of the bleakest years so far in terms of my educational history. But then everyone's just in my third year, probably like, it gets so much worse, and I bet it will. But hey, should be good. I took a year off, so I've got all the more reason to come back and do my last year. And what else did I do? I moved here. I got a job in Milan, so it's like I got a proper job doing what I've actually wanted to do, which is like doing a bit of games design and stuff. And the next bit is kind of twofold. It's the first time I've moved away from home, and it's the first time I've lived in another country, which is just ridiculous, considering it's me we're talking about here. Like back in high school and that sort of thing, I was a little tosser, but there we go. And made good connections with loads of really cool, interesting people, YouTubers, friends who, like, I known from either university or hanging out, like, from, like, high school, college, or even just out and about, really. You know who I'm talking about. Like, especially, like, when we consider each other, like, best friends and stuff, or I, like, hang out with you a lot more, and it's just, it's really good, and I really hope that those sort of things can continue. And, yeah, and it's still going on, like, with the whole living here, and I've still got my job, and I still can't believe that I've got 2/3 of it left. Like, a third's already gone, which is just, I can't, it's just silly. But the next thing that he, which is funnily enough the title of the video that Bing did, was, what are you gonna do this year? And I don't think I can fully answer that, because the type of lifestyle that I typically like to go for is very march to the beat of my own drums sort of thing, and like I don't really plan tremendously that far ahead. I kind of have like a vague idea of what I want to do, but the main goal is finishing this placement to a very good degree as I possibly can, like Probably just having a good time working there, getting a lot out of it, learning as much as I can. And for other things I want to, and another thing in terms of like doing new things for changes, finally got that potted plant I said I was going to get. It wasn't really the kind of plant I was expecting, but mainly just because the shop I went to didn't really have them. But I like it, and it looks really nice. It's a what's it called? It's an odontoglossum orchid, and like the little flowers on it kind of look like little angels, which is always nice. And I just kind of got it just to tart up the room and do other things. And also, I find as I was wandering around the local area, just to think, oh, maybe I can find somewhere where I can get credit. Unfortunately, nowhere that I could do that was open, so I thought, just wander back home for a little walk. Found a hardware store, sort of like for like tools and stuff, and then I just thought, went in there and I found some wall filler, and I finally started filling in the holes that we left after removing the shelving off my wall. So it just feels good to finally do that after like 3 months of there just being garish holes all over the wall. Granted, I've still got a bit more touching up to do, but I'm actually quite chuffed with how well that turned out. So yeah, I'm going to probably make this a bit of a long one, because why not, even though I've said that like 11 minutes in. Whoops. But as well as like finishing this placement, another thing I want to do is try and live in London. Like, I might as well. If I can move to Milan, then London should be a cakewalk, eh? Terrible. But I don't know, like, I'm probably going to try and find somewhere in halls just in case. But I also do want to try and move in with one of my friends, who I probably won't name because privacy. But I don't know. He probably won't even care. But I just did it anyway because it's polite, and he knows. They know who it is. So it's a hint. It's a boy. But So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can do something with that, and then hopefully start working on my final year of university, and hopefully finally get a bit of an idea of what the hell I want to do for my, like, dissertation, because I still have no idea what I want to do, and that's kind of like, that's part of why I follow the sort of lifestyle I do, because if I spend too much time worrying about that far ahead in the future, I just needlessly worry myself, and I'm more of a live every day by the day sort of thing, and like one game at a time sort of thing, which is a sensible way to live, because it just means you focus on one thing at a time, you break them down, your problems, and then it just makes it a lot easier to deal with. And and another thing, I just want to do more things like involving my field. Like, I actually want to finally get off my butt and actually do more things with the game I've started making in like my second year of uni. I just want to do more with that, hopefully applying stuff I learned whilst mucking around with that. It's just like a little pet project I want to do, and possibly finally finish editing that bloomin' massive video of me going to the artisan fair before I came home. And yeah, and going back to when I said I felt like a tourist back home, like here, it's kind of weird. I feel like I have a lot more time for myself out here than I do at home, which is just scary. And another thing that was a funny sort of like philosophical sort of feeling that I got was I kind of felt lost. Like, I didn't really belong anywhere. Like, even here, I'm still the outsider, yet I still have somewhere I live and pay bills and all that sort of stuff. I work, but I'm still an outsider. And like at home, I'm like, oh, I'm that guy from Milan, and a bit of a mellow, dramatic sort of thing, I know, but and I doubt a lot of people will want to get through 15 minutes of this, but this is more just something I wanted to do to just vent, since I haven't done this in about 2.5 weeks. So yeah, here's to a new year before I get too emotional, and I think I've made a good start. Like, for starters, I came back to Milan, which is always good. And got the plant, removed the Christmas decoration thing, which I'm still going to keep because it's a good little souvenir, which was just a pizza box lid saying Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in Italian. Going to finish off doing the wall, and I'm going to get credit for my phone tomorrow. So, baby steps. It's great. So, meh. Christmas was fantastic, by the way. For anyone who was thinking, oh, I didn't have fun when I was home, no. I had a bloomin' good time. It was great. I just have weird things going on in my brain because I'm just that type of guy. But anyway, I'm going to stop here. So, keep on keeping on, people, and I'm back, Milan.